I want to preface this video by saying that I do play Fortnite from time to time. I would hardly call myself a Fortnite defender or fanboy, and I definitely wouldn't consider myself a Fortnite hater either. So consider this video to be from more of a neutral standpoint, from the outside looking in, on something that I just sort of noticed and thought was pretty interesting. So with all that said, let's bring on the hate. Don't actually bring on the hate. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying let's roll into the video. Now before anyone gets into anything like Minecraft Hunger Games came first, just know that that's not what this video is about. And also, I don't care. Let's go. Fortnite is the most popular game in the world right now. Bigger than Overwatch, bigger than Minecraft, bigger than Pokemon. You hear about it everywhere, from YouTube to Twitch to news outlets. The game is massive. And as big as it is, it seems like a lot of people just hate it. Some refer to the game as trash, some refer to its players as trash. It's just a lot of trash. Which to me begs the question, why do they hate it? Well, the truth is there really is no solid answer. Of course, lots of people have different reasons for feeling one way or another about a game, a TV show, a music artist, and so on. Well, today I want to take a look into why something so popular and so loved by so many is also the cause of scorn and eye rolls from so many others. To start with, it could be because it's super popular. There are some people out there who really just like to be contrarian, just choosing to react negatively towards something popular simply for the sake of it. Looking at you, hipsters! But let's look past them and dig a little deeper. You see this game everywhere, so it's pretty understandable if some people are just tired of hearing about it. Is it any reason to hate the game or not want to play it? Maybe. I mean, how many of you out there have gotten tired of hearing about something to the point where you just begin to resent the thing itself? I know I've totally been guilty of that myself, even to this day. The Walking Dead, I was totally into it for the first few seasons, but then it was just everywhere, people wouldn't shut up about it. One day I just decided I didn't care anymore. Let's not forget celebrities. We live in a world that, in my opinion, pays way too much attention to celebrities. There's always some news article or controversy or viral video of some celebrity saying or doing something stupid, and I'm like, wow, I am physically exhausted just from hearing about this person all the time. In fact, I think there's one celebrity that comes to all of our minds when we think of this. Whether you dislike them or not, they are disliked enough in this context that you can discern who most people might think of. Go ahead, take a second. What celebrity do you hear about all the time that gets way too much attention and you're sick of hearing about? It was Steve Guttenberg, wasn't it? Yeah, it's like I read your mind. This trend of hating something after being bombarded with its popularity is something that's been around forever. I've seen it with Power Rangers back in the height of its mainstream popularity when I was a small little babu. So cute. Pokemon was a great example. Back when it blew up in the late 90s, you had toys, movies, cards, games, Pop-Tarts. It was everywhere. As such, people who weren't kids loved to hate it. It was parodied or made fun of left and right on shows like South Park, The Simpsons, even in Mad Magazine. For some reason, so many people who weren't a fan decided to go the polar opposite direction and just hate it. You know, maybe we just hate kids and therefore we hate everything they like. Obviously, it's more than just kids playing Fortnite. I play it, some of my friends play it, but a huge part of this game's player base is children. I assume that wasn't really Epic Games' intention, but that's just who latched on. Bunch of prepubescent boys. It's sad and unfortunate, but young boys on the internet are known for being toxic, obnoxious jerks who just say terrible things to us about our mothers. YouTuber Beat'em said in a recent video that the notoriety of Xbox Live back in the days of the Xbox 360 has shifted, and Fortnite is now the place, the breeding ground where all these annoying, mean kids have migrated over to. Whether you're a Fortnite player or a streamer, they are not afraid to verbally abuse you. Which reminds me, Call of Duty. While in no means a kid's game, that doesn't stop a bunch of kids from playing it because they throw a tantrum at GameStop and their moms are like, oh, whatever, just give my kid the game so it'll leave me alone. Call of Duty was once a Game of the Year winning franchise, but then they brought one out every year and, well, kinda ruined what made the first 4 games special. Okay, maybe not Call of Duty 3, that one was just okay. The franchise is also infamous for being a haven for young kids screaming and cursing at you while their parents are having as little to do with them as possible. I had never really thought about it before, but I can totally see the point that beat-em-ups was trying to make. Of course, that's not at all to say the entire fanbase of Fortnite is like this, but because they're the more vocal of the bunch, it's hard not to ignore them and thus want to steer clear of having anything to do with the game itself. Now, maybe it's silly to suggest that one of the biggest reasons for the hatred of Fortnite is just the fact that it's popular. So I'll give you what I think is probably the more relevant, or at least more important reason for possibly hating on Fortnite. Obviously, Fortnite is hugely popular. When something is popular in the gaming industry, it sells. When it sells, there are going to be imitators. I mean, think about it. It's become something of a meme that now, because of the popularity of the Battle Royale genre, a lot of the big franchises are all jumping on the bandwagon. I've even made a sketch poking fun at that very thing. But you look at the new Call of Duty completely foregoing their single-player campaign in favor of their Battle Royale mode, Blackout. Personally, that kind of upsets me because the single-player campaign was always my favorite part of every Call of Duty. Now maybe you're watching this and wondering, so what? What's wrong with these franchises jumping on the bandwagon? And in a way, yeah, you're right. It could be pretty fun to see what these big franchises are going to bring to the table, adding their own personal touches to this genre. I, for one, am definitely down to try them out. But the thing is, this is AAA gaming we're talking about here. And when a trend catches on, you better believe publishers are going to beat us over the head with it until we're sick of it. And personally, I feel like this is just the beginning, because no matter how many people seem to be tired of it, it's still gonna sell. And lastly, of course, you have the people who hate Fortnite because, well, they liked PUBG first or something similar like H1Z1, and they decided, you know what? No. I don't care that this very similar game with a different spin on things via the building mechanic is completely free, and therefore I can play it at any time. I choose to be loyal to PUBG because I don't care what anybody says, and it was here first, dang it! Love it or hate it, Fortnite is here to stay, at least for a little while. That is, until the next big game fad comes over and everybody shifts their hatred onto that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to be playing some Fortnite on my Switch, which is the best place to play it because I can play while I poo. Where are we dropping? In the toilet.